Coming up on Look Today, well, today we speak to employees at a restaurant in Saratoga Springs in our ongoing conversation about Governor Cuomo's proposal to eliminate the state tip credit. I've got details. And the Saratoga Performing Arts Center announces the lineup for SPAC on stage. And we speak to Elizabeth Sobol, the president. Plus, the High Collection in Glens Falls is preparing to host the Art of Rockwell Kent. More on that coming up. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. Well, tonight's program, I sit down with Matthew Taylor. He's a senior, Saratoga Springs High School. I'm joined by Kevin Davidson. He's a senior at South Glens Falls High School. And they're here to talk about the national movement, March for Our Lives, and gun safety issues. Plus, I also sit down with Caitlin Dosh. Now, she's public relations specialist for Warren, Washington, and Albany County, ARC. And we're joined by Dwayne Bullard. He's recreation specialist for ARC. And they're here to talk about the services that they provide to our communities, as well as their weekly country line dancing events that take place Tuesday nights in Queensbury. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, we're continuing our conversation on Governor Cuomo's proposal to eliminate the New York State tip credit for the service industry. Now, the proposal, if passed, would eliminate the tip credit and raise service industry workers' wages to the New York State minimum pay rate. Well, today we went to Wheatfield's restaurant in Saratoga, and some of the questions we are asking the managers and restaurant servers are how this proposal would affect their business and how it might be detrimental to their livelihood. Well, we spoke to Nikki Miller. She's manager of Wheatfield's.
It's a bad idea for a lot of reasons. A, because they're going to be losing money for it. B, it's going to raise the prices in restaurants. It's going to eventually, if they can stay open, the prices are going to have to, or else you're going to lose the quality of service.
Now, some of the reasoning behind supporting this proposal is to address the issues of misconduct in the workplace. Now, the people we have spoken to so far do not believe that this is a valid point. Well, we spoke to Heidi Graham. She's a bartender at Wheatfield's about this.
When you work in the restaurant business, probably similar to other businesses, you get so close with the people that you work with that we're like a family. So my managers and co-staff and even, none of us would allow that to happen to each other. My GM that you just met, if anybody were to treat me or talk to me that way, they would be thrown out immediately.
Now, we're going to continue this conversation and interview other owners and servers at other restaurants in our communities. In other news, SPAC recently announced its SPAC on Stage lineup. Now, SPAC on Stage, as you may know, invites audience members to sit on the stage, a unique perspective to see a performance. And concert goers sit right on the stage, right in front of the group. Well, this year's lineup includes Russian Renaissance, New Deco Ensemble, Black Violin, and Hassau. Well, we spoke to Elizabeth Sobol. She's the president of SPAC about the variety of these performers and performances for this upcoming season.
One of the things that's so fun for me is to be able to bring artists here that have not been to Saratoga or many to the capital region at all, so people can discover these things. So that's why I'm always on the hunt for things that are different and give people a taste of something they've never had before. I think we're going to knock it out of the park this year.
Congratulations to Elizabeth and everybody at SPAC for a really great lineup. I really encourage you to go online and find out who these artists are. All right, switching from news to weather. Well, today saw some rain, showers, and snow. Yes, snow. There's a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. What's left? Let's see. Let's go to our Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your forecast.
Thanks, Jesse. I'm meteorologist Clarence Sponsor with your first look weather update here on Look TV. We'll experience overnight lows about upper 30s to lower 40s across the Capital District, 38 in Fort Edward, 40 across basically portions of the Capital District, 39 in Glens Falls and Bolton. Hartsville about 37 for the overnight low. We do have rain chances in the forecast in the form of thunderstorms and may see about a quarter to a half inch of rain. We'll have a south wind about 5 to 10 miles per hour. What about your Wednesday? Well, we'll be in the mid-50s, a mild day considering what we've been through this winter, but we'll have a rain chance about 70 to 80%. Storms expected, may see a quarter to a half inch of rain. Let's take a look at your out-the-door forecast. More storms expected, south wind at 10 miles per hour, mid-upper 40s, so you're going to need those rain jackets along with that weather underneath. And we'll experience sunshine on Thursday, 40 the afternoon high. Morning low 23 with that west wind. A relatively cool day, but it'll be nice. 50% chance of rain and snow on Friday. 42 the afternoon high. Morning low of 23. Relatively nice weekend, but on the cool side. Lower 40s and overnight lows about 20 or so degrees. That was your first look weather update here on Look TV. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser. Now instead, back to you, Jesse.
Thanks very much, Clarence. Crazy weather, right? All right, back to the news. Well, the Hyde Collection in Glens Falls is preparing to host the art collection of local artist and national figure Rockwell Kent. The exhibition of the acclaimed artist opens on April 8th and is going to run until July 22nd. Now, Rockwell's work has been described as a portrayal of a man against the vast cosmos. Wow. We spoke to Jonathan Canning. He's curator. He's director of curatorial affairs and programming at the museum.
As a painter, he was acclaimed young and early on, but nobody bought his paintings, and so he moved into printmaking to secure an income for his growing family. And between book design, magazine illustration, and advertisements, he really had a great career as a printmaker.
Up next, I sit down with Matthew Taylor. He's a student from Saratoga Springs High, and we're joined by Kevin Davidson. He's a senior at South Glens Falls High, and they're here to talk about the national movement March for Our Lives and gun safety issues. I also sit down with Caitlin Dodge. She's public relations specialist for Warren, Washington, and Albany County ARC. We're joined by Dwayne Bullard. He's recreation specialist for ARC, and they're here to talk about the services they provide to the communities, as well as their weekly country line dancing event that takes place every Tuesday in Queensbury. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. I've got a couple of lookouts. First one goes to Jack. Jack is in the back there, and Jack is running the teleprompter tonight. First time. Trust me, if you're in my seat, you need somebody who knows how to run that teleprompter. So thank you, Jack. Thank you very much. Also, just a couple of reminders. First, I want to again just thank the students from the area high schools who are coming in to talk about the issues of gun safety. You know, I hear things in these interviews that we don't think about, that these students deserve our respect and they deserve to be heard. Regardless of where you fall on this issue, they're serious, and they also are very, very involved with the substance of this conversation. Another thing, tomorrow in Saratoga, a reminder that there's a march starting at City Center at 5:30 in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. It marks the 50th anniversary of his death, and there's a vigil and a peaceful march in keeping with probably everything that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. represented. And last but not least, every once in a while you read something or hear something that just kind of gets to you and makes you feel good about what you do. Okay, there's a company in my business called Sinclair, and they own a lot of stations around this country. And if you're following the news at all, Sinclair has sort of dictated to a lot of the local station owners and anchors and people involved in the news to read certain promos that really support their view, their political view. I've been in this business my whole life. I know about this company, and they've always had this kind of reputation. And a lot of affiliates, that's what the local stations are called in the market, are pushing back. And I just want to congratulate them. And there's two in our very own market right here that are owned by Sinclair. not to give in. That's it. Tonight on Look TV, it's Queensbury Town Board meeting. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. And we do not answer to Sinclair Broadcasting. Good night, everybody.